Jamie, we got some big news. The American Express Platinum Card has raised their annual fees, but luckily enough for military service members and spouses, you don't have to pay your annual fees because American Express waives annual fees under the Military Lending Act. Hey, it's Spencer from militarymoneymanual.com, and Jamie, my co-host today, we're talking about the most popular credit card for military service members, and for good reason, and it's just gotten a whole lot better. It's the American Express Platinum Card, or the official title, the Platinum Card from American Express. And they've just raised their annual fees to $895 and $195 for an additional Platinum Card on the account. So before you apply, make sure you check the MLA database. And we'll get into all those details a little bit later in the episode. But first, we want to talk about the new benefits because, Jamie, there are a lot of new benefits on this card. And I think even if I was paying the annual fee, it might justify the annual benefits. But luckily enough for us active duty, Guard Reserve on 30-plus day orders and military spouses, we're not paying any annual fees on this card. So let's talk about the new benefits first, and then we'll kind of get into some of the other details on this card.
Yeah, remember before we jump in line by line to check on these benefits, make sure you understand if they're monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, annual benefits, calendar year benefits, and some of them do require enrollment. So you need to go into your app or your American Express website account and check if enrollment is required. The first one we're going to start with is $120 annual credit. That's per calendar year on this one for Uber One. So you get a discount on Uber orders, expedited delivery, and a discount on rides and things like that. For auto renewing Uber One membership, that's worth $120 a year. Pretty easy benefit to use, I think, especially for those of us that have a bunch of Uber credit each month from our platinum cards and our gold cards.
Embarrassingly enough, I'm paying for Uber One right now. Yeah, I think it does save a little bit, if you order enough from them. So this is an easy benefit, right? I'm just going to add, instead of paying monthly, I'm just going to pay annually, put out one of my Amex Platinum cards, and there you go, boom, $120 Uber One credit. Okay, the next one, Jamie, is a $600 hotel credit. It's $300 semi-annually. So you get it January through June, and then July through December of the calendar year. And this is on prepaid fine hotels and resorts for 1 night minimum, or hotel collection for 2 nights minimum. There's a great website out there called maxfhr.com. And what you can do is you can go there and put in, where you're going, or if you don't know where you're going, like when you want to go someplace, and it'll show you all the fine hotel and resorts, hotels, and then what they cost per night. And so you could find one that's charging $300 or less per night, book a room there with your Amex Platinum card through amextravel.com, and then the prepay, and then the credit, boom, hits your account, and you get a free hotel night stay. I've actually used the FHR credit quite a bit in the last couple of years, and I'm getting a lot of value out of this. So I'm super excited for this benefit. $600 a year now.
Yeah, this is up from $200 a semi, so $300 per semi-annual period. And you still get the credit if you use Amex membership rewards points on your hotel stay for the Fine Hotel FHR or Hotel Collection night. So that's kind of cool thing about it as well. This one's kind of weird, but there's the Leaders Club Sterling status from LHW, includes some status with Sixt, the rental car company. We're not super familiar with the Leaders Club and what Sterling does for you. None of the hotels in our initial research seemed like places Spencer and I have used before. So we'll have to do a little more research on this, maybe a little bit of a niche benefit that may be applicable to people outside of the military audience. So let us know in the comments, or send us a DM at Instagram at Military Money Manual if you know of a good way to take advantage of this new benefit.
Yeah, it's Leading Hotels of the World, LHW. It looks like the status, it's like a minimum spend of like $5,000 a year.
Normally.
Yeah, normally. But you just get the automatic Sterling status by holding an Amex Platinum card. I looked quickly. I didn't really recognize many of the hotels on there, but maybe that's just because they're in a different tax bracket. So I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. I think it's going to be a good benefit though, JB. It might be comparable to a Fine Hotels and Resort credit. And that's kind of what it looks like. You get the early check-in, you get room upgrades. You get the free breakfast, you get the free Wi-Fi. Although, the other day I was at a hotel, they charged me for Wi-Fi. I guess I didn't put in my Bonvoy number or something. And I was like, are you kidding me? Who is paying $25 a day for Wi-Fi in 2025? Ridiculous.
Yeah, and if you do go to a fancy hotel, don't wear your camo backpack and wear Jinko jeans and a wife beater. Put actual nice clothes on and act like you belong there. Also, PSA, if I walk into the Centurion Lounge or the Delta Lounge and I can tell which 40 people in the lounge are military people, not just because of their haircut, but the way you're dressed and which backpack you have. I'm going to have words with you because I'm tired of it. Dress up. Act like you belong.
That's a good point, Jamie. The next credit, and I think both of us, is this our favorite credit? It might be. There's another credit coming up, but let's talk about this one first. $400 Resy credit. It's $100 per quarter at any Resy restaurant, which I have now deemed Resy-strants. I don't know if that's going to catch on, but it's $100 per quarter. And I think that's a tremendous benefit. There are a ton of restaurants out there that you can book through Resy. You just got to make the reservation. I think Amex bought Resy, and this is kind of like their way of integrating the whole thing. I don't know how they're planning on making money off of it, but good for us. $100 per quarter, $400 per year.
Yeah, I think they just like companies pay to be listed on there, like OpenTable or things like that. But it's very easy to use. You just go to the Resy app or website. You put in your location, how many people you want, and what day or time. You can even set notifications for when a restaurant or a certain table might be available. And you can see any restaurant that's listed in the Resy app will trigger the credit. So say $100 date night, Spencer and I go out together as friends. We each bring our card, or my wife and I go out, we each bring our card. You can pair that, split the bill. You each have appetizer, dinner, drinks, and it'll be covered. Or maybe there's a restaurant near you that sells gift cards in the store, and maybe you can use it for that too. And then after a couple months or a couple quarters, you have a really bomb steak dinner. Some ideas there. Very, very easy to find Resy restaurants for most cities. Now, where I am right now, small town in the middle of the U.S., there's no Resy restaurants here, but go TDY, go visit family, or back when I get to home station, there will definitely be opportunities to use this.
Resy's also doing Platinum Night by Resy. You can get exclusive reservations at some of the hottest restaurants in New York City, LA, Miami, or kind of the three big cities they mentioned. Probably not super relevant for most military service members, but there's an LA Air Force Base and people go TDY, people go on leave. So you might use the benefit, but I don't put whole lot of cash value on that one. The digital entertainment credit, which I think you do have to enroll for, and a lot of these benefits you do have to enroll for. So make sure you do that in the Amex app. This one is an increase. So they bumped it up to $25 per month. That's $300 a year. And you can get YouTube Premium, YouTube TV, Disney Plus, Disney, ESPN, Hulu, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Peacock, or Paramount Plus, and they'll reimburse you up to $25 per month. Jamie, I think this is a huge benefit. I mean, I've got a New York Times subscription. I got my Wordle going. I got my Wall Street Journal subscription. I got my Disney Plus subscription on here. I think I'm going to definitely add a YouTube Premium. I'm sick of watching YouTube ads, so I think this is a great benefit. I think I'm going to use the whole $300 on a bunch of my cards.
That's a great point, Spencer, because if you and your spouse, or you have multiple cards, you can do one card for YouTube Premium, one card for the Disney Plus bundle, one card for New York Times, one card for Peacock, or you can get your friends a free Peacock subscription. There's lots of options here. Each of your platinum cards should have something on there for the digital entertainment credit. Very easy to use. Okay, another one that's very, very easy to use. This is a new one, $300 a year for Lululemon. It's split up into $75 per quarter, which is basically like a free pair of shorts or a free t-shirt, or however you want to mix that up. It's in stores in the US or online, not including outlet stores. And they also, you can pair it with the military discount, which is 15%. You just have to pre-register with Lululemon in the app or on their website. So huge benefit. I think I'll gladly take a pair of Lululemon shorts for free every quarter.
This is my favorite new benefit, Jamie. $300 on Lulu. Again, if you have multiple platinum cards, like a lot of military service members do, or just you and your spouse both have your own Amex Platinum card account, I mean, that's $600 a year right there. It's $150 per quarter. That's basically a free pair of shorts, a free shirt. I think there's going to be a lot more Lululemon floating around my house in the next couple of years. And this is my favorite new benefit right here, $300 a year Lululemon credit from the Amex Platinum card.
I'm not sure we can get more basic and bougie than that, but I share your excitement. It'll be good. Very comfortable. # no endorsement intended. Next up is $200 a year for Oura Ring at auraring.com. Both Spencer and I have used Oura Rings in the past. It says it's for the Oura Ring purchase. It doesn't appear that it'll cover the subscription, so I kind of have to get some data points on that. But the cheapest Oura Ring right now, as the time of the recording, is about $350. So it gives you a very good discount, more than half off if you've wanted to do that and you're willing to pay the monthly subscription for the Oura Ring.
I mean, this is kind of a hit or miss benefit for me, but if you're interested in getting an Oura Ring, I guess that's nice. I don't know how many of these people are going to be buying. Like, I bought one years ago and used it for a little bit, and I just use my Garmin watch now. But I guess if you're buying multiple Oura Rings every year, this could be a decent benefit. Hopefully it covers the subscription, because that's where it really bites you in the butt. Okay, some of the unchanged benefits on the card, Jamie, I'll just run through them real quick, but we get 5x points on flights booked directly with the airline, or prepaid hotels or flights booked through amextravel.com. You still get your $200 Uber cash. That's $15 a month put straight into your Uber account. It's only good in the US, which does kind of catch people up if they're stationed overseas. But if you are overseas and you got a friend or family member back home, maybe buy them some dinner or lunch with the Uber cash. Then you get $35 a month in December. So that's a great benefit. You can get a $209 Clear credit. Clear just upped their prices. I think Clear is going to go away though, Jamie, with TSA PreCheck and the upgraded scanning. Pretty soon we're not going to take liquids out of or you can take as many liquids as you want. I think all the airport security stuff is going to get real fast soon, and hopefully Clear just goes away. I'm not a big fan. $200 airline fee credit. I've been using that on United Travel Bank. You can Google around and see that, but I get a lot of value of that airline fee credit. You get Hilton Gold and Marriott Gold, but just pick up a Hilton Honors Aspire card and you'll get Hilton Diamond status, or a Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant from American Express, and you'll get automatic platinum status. And again, because you're in the military, you pay no annual fees. So makes a lot of sense. You also get global entry or TSA PreCheck credit. Military service members get automatic TSA PreCheck. You just got to put your DoD ID number in there. Military spouses do not. And military service members don't have automatic global entry. So what I would do is get yourself, if you're the military service member, get yourself global entry. And then for your spouse, have them send them a referral link, have them open up their own Amex Platinum card, and then have them get global entry for themselves as well. And there's different rules on how, if your kids need to get their own global entries accounts, or if you can just go through with them. I think everybody needs their individual global entry accounts. TSA PreCheck that you can have kids ride on your coattails sometimes, but just check on those rules. Beyond the scope of this podcast. Finally, the three last benefits: $155 Walmart Plus credit, $100 Saks credit, that's semi-annual, so $50 every January through June, and then July through December, and then a $300 Equinox credit. I haven't used the Equinox credit very much, Jamie. In fact, I haven't used it at all, but I do know some service members out there who do get some benefits from it. So I would say all in all, Jamie, I mean, this is $2,500 minimum cash for cash benefits. If we add up the Uber One credit, the $600 hotel credit, the $400 Resy credit, the $300 digital entertainment credit, the Lululemon credit, Uber Cash, the airline fee credit, the Walmart Plus, the Saks, the Equinox, you start adding all those up and you're looking at well over $2,500 of annual benefits just from holding the card. And that doesn't even include the huge welcome offer.
Yeah, at the time of this recording, this welcome offer is massive. 175,000 membership reward points after you spend $8,000 in purchases on your new card in the first 6 months of card membership. So that seems like a lot, but our initial reaction was dampered a little bit when we looked at it. Okay, it's $1,300 a month, $1,333 a month. I think that for a lot of military families, if you do your groceries, your gas, and your dining out on this new card, it wouldn't be a stretch to spend $1,300 a month for a lot of families. For some families, or if you're single, or say you're a single young enlisted service member that doesn't have a lot of expenses, you're still living in the dorms, it'll probably be a challenge to make that. So don't stress yourself by getting this card if you can't meet the minimum spend on that. Don't spend extra just to get the card. But Spencer, what kind of value are we looking at for 175,000 Amex points?
Yeah, it really is massive, Jamie. So, I mean, if you're cashing those Amex membership reward points out through Amex Travel, you're looking at about a penny per point. Actually, you're looking at exactly a penny per point. So 175,000 membership rewards points becomes $1,750. Now, if you pick up an Amex Schwab Platinum card, or the Platinum card from Charles Schwab through American Express, you can cash out the points into your Schwab account for 1.1 cents each, which makes 175,000 points worth $1,925, almost $2,000. And that's cash, right? That's just like pure cash you can put back into your pocket. Now, if you consider you're spending $8,000 and you're getting $2,000 back, I mean, that's 25% effective cash back. So show me a card out there that's giving you 25% effective cash back. There isn't any. I mean, people got so stoked when there was a 4% US Bank cashback card, which went away after a couple of months because it was not sustainable for the bank. So yeah, the welcome bonuses is where you can really get the benefit of credit cards. And if you're in the military and you're covered by, or a military spouse and you're covered by the Military Lending Act, MLA, then you're not going to pay any annual fees on these cards. And that's a huge benefit. Finally, you could transfer these to a travel partner. So let's say that you found like pointsyeah.com, YEAH. That's a great travel site to look up like how you can maximize using your points. And let's say that you find like a Delta or a Singapore Air or Emirates or Etihad transfer partner, and you transfer the 175,000 points over to the travel partner and you book tickets that are worth, $3,500 and you just get 2 cents per point. Well, now all of a sudden, your points are worth 2 cents per point and the value is 175,000 points becomes worth $3,500. So a lot of possibility out here, a lot of range of different value that you could get out of these points. I mean, one time I managed to book ANA flights that were, like $27,000, $29,000 or something. And I got 11 cents per point. Now that would make this bonus worth almost $20,000. I don't think that's likely to happen, but it's possible. I mean, and I frequently see 3, 4, 5 cents per point valuations on the Amex membership reward points. So it just depends on where you transfer them to and how much value you get out of them. And speaking of that, Jamie, I wanted to mention the Ultimate Military Credit Cards course. So that's available at militarymoneymanual.com/UMC3, Uniform Mike Charlie 3. You can also go into the description of this episode, wherever you're listening to it, Apple, Spotify, wherever, and you can find a link in there. But it's a 100% free course that I made, back in 2018, still going strong 7 years later. We're just about to celebrate over 20,000 graduates of the course. And yeah, it's 100% free. It's 5 days. You just get 5 emails over the 5 days. And then occasionally when I see like a really good credit card deal, I'll send you an email and highlight it. For example, recently we just talked about Chase Sapphire Reserve increased their annual fee, still waived for military, and they were offering 125,000 welcome bonus points if you signed up for a new card. If you're listening to this, you might have got an email about it, the new Amex Platinum card refresh. So that's a lot of the stuff that's available when you sign up for the Ultimate Military Credit Cards course. Again, militarymoneymanual.com/UMC3.
So Spencer, in the course, we're going to learn about this, but I just want to quickly recap. Covered borrower under the Military Lending Act for American Express and Chase personal cards is one of the easiest benefits to use. This covers active duty service members. It covers spouse of active duty service members, and it covers guardsmen and reservists on long-term orders, 30 days or longer. Take the course that Spencer mentioned, and you'll learn all about that. And you'll get the link to check the Military Lending Act database, or you can Google it and find it. And once you are in there as a covered borrower, it's very, very easy. So we're talking like you do this 5-10 minutes of work one time to verify it. You apply for the card. You refer your spouse applies for the card. You each then get $300 hotel credit semi-annual. You each get $100 for Resy each quarter. You each get $25 per month for YouTube Premium and Disney Plus and all those ones. You each get $75 per quarter for Lululemon, and on and on and on it goes. And then, and even if you don't want to get advanced, you can still take advantage of, like, if you have a free credit card like this, you might just want the Lululemon credit and the entertainment credit, and then you don't even touch the other ones. And while it might be like a little bit silly and inefficient and optimizer of me to say that, like, it's still a free card for military service members. So maybe it's not the end of the world. There's so many ways to get value when you're not paying the annual fee, especially when you're not paying the annual fee.
I mean, Jamie, if like 2 pairs of shorts, 2 shirts from Lululemon a year, plus the digital entertainment credit, that's $600 a year. And if you and your spouse is doing it, that's $1,200 a year. I mean, for some military families, that might be like the equivalent of a 5% pay rise. And you're not paying any annual fees on this. Now, again, I just want to reemphasize what Jamie was saying there. You got to check the MLA database before you apply for the card. Because if you're in the MLA database, so again, if you're active duty, Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, Space Force, Coast Guard, you should automatically be in the Military Lending Act database. If you're not, there's something wrong with your Defense Manpower Database Center, DMDC, and you gotta make sure that's updated. So it's probably your social security number, maybe it's your date of birth, maybe it's your middle name or something. Just go make sure that's updated. Same thing with a military spouse. You got to check the MLA database. Make sure if your military spouse is about to apply for an Amex Platinum card, have them check the MLA database and just make sure that they're in there before they apply for the card. Because if they're not in the MLA database, it's going to make the fee waiver harder to get. If they're in the MLA database, the fee waiver is automatic. Chase, American Express, they just run your social security number against the database. It returns as a match, and boom, you never even see the annual fees on your account. They're just automatically waived. You'll get like a letter in the mail saying that they applied MLA protections to your account.
Spencer, another question people might be having is, what if I already have an American Express Platinum card or the spouse already does? Can I apply for another card and get this welcome offer? Or do I need to do anything to get these new benefits if I already have one for my existing card to get these new benefits?
American Express typically has a lifetime language policy, which means that if you've ever had the card in the last 7 years, you're not eligible for a new welcome bonus, but your benefits are going to be automatically upgraded within the next couple months. So we don't have the exact date at the time of this recording, but assume that within, I would say, early Q1 of 2026, if not the end of 2025, you'll see all these benefits rolled out to your card. And again, some of them will require enrollment. So make sure you log into americanexpress.com or the Amex app and make sure that you enroll in the benefits. Don't just assume that they're going to be rolled over from the old card, and especially for the new benefits like the Lululemon credit, for instance, or the Resy credit.
Yeah, and sometimes when they change benefits, like for example, the $300 semi-annual FHR credit, if I use my $200 FHR credit for this semi-annual or this calendar year, because of benefit switching, it's very, very likely that your July through December, if it goes into effect this calendar year, recording this in 2025, you might get a whole new $300 semi-annual credit for FHR is the most likely to occur depending on the date they roll out, which, like Spencer said, we don't have at the time of this recording, and we'll publish this as soon as we get the approval to release and we get the data out there, but it might not have immediate effect for all of the benefits.
So just to wrap up, Jamie, I think very exciting changes here. Again, they bumped up almost $900, $895 annual membership fees on the Amex Platinum card. But if you're active duty, Guard or Reserve on 30-plus day orders, or a military spouse who's properly listed in DEERS as a dependent of a military service member, then you don't have to worry about the annual fee.
Spencer, I got two more things I want to highlight before we go. First is there's a new design out there. You can get a mirrored card, whether you're an existing card holder or when you apply for the new card. The picture of it looks okay. I'm curious what it looks like in real life, but if you have multiple cards, it might be nice to have different designs so you can help tell them apart. So there's a new design out there. And the last thing I wanted to ask is, we talk a lot about how easy it is to use the Chase Sapphire Reserve benefits. And you mentioned earlier that the Amex Platinum is the most popular card for military service members. Everyone hears about it. Their first unit, their friends are telling them, here, use my referral card, get this, you'll get lounge access and whatnot. Would this tip the scale to our past episode where we said if you only had one card, we might say the Chase Sapphire Reserve, or would you still keep them in the same order we had previously?
That's a great question, Jamie. It's definitely a much closer race. I think I would still lean towards the somewhat controversial opinion that the Chase Sapphire Reserve is a better card for the average military service member, because the travel credit, the $300 annual travel credit on the CSR is just so easy to use and just so automatic. Most of the time, I don't even realize that I used it because the calendar year or the account anniversary rolls over and it automatically just goes boom, because I, went to a hotel or I booked flights on my CSR, and it's just so automated. It's so easy. It's $300. Everybody in the military has to travel. Like, it doesn't matter. You're always traveling. And I think it's just such an easy benefit. However, there are so many easy to use perks on this new refreshed Amex Platinum card that I don't know. It would be really, I would struggle to say, get the CSR over the Chase Sapphire Reserve over the Amex Platinum card. It's really easy now for me to say, just get both. Like, I'm sorry. If you're in the military, you can't just have one card. Just get two cards. And these should be the two.
Pay them off. No debt, no credit card debt.
Yes. And I think, let's just double click on that, Jamie. If you have credit card debt, if you have ever struggled with credit cards in the past and you still have some of those old habits or old behaviors, this is not for you. This game is not for you. Don't look at this. Go away and figure out how to get out of credit card debt, how to treat your credit cards like a debit card, set up auto pay on all your cards, never spend more than what is in your checking account. And if the $8,000 in 6 months is going to be a stretch, or if you're like, I don't actually know if I can hit that, then wait, just wait. I promise you, later in life, that will be an easy minimum spend to hit. And when it is, yeah, go for it. Get the Amex Platinum card. But in the meantime, build up your net worth, save early and often, invest the difference, and just focus on the basic hygiene that you have to of personal finance. And eventually you will be in a position where an $8,000 minimum spend in 6 months it's not even a problem. So if you're interested in the card, go to militarymoneymanual.com. You can Google Amex Platinum Military. I should be one of the top 3 results. Or look for a link in the show notes. So if you're on Apple or Spotify, just go to episode description and there'll be a link to find out how you can apply for the refreshed American Express Platinum card. Share this with a friend, especially if they're in the military, especially if they're a military spouse and they're eligible for the annual fee waiver. We got to get this word out to more military service members that there are so many benefits available to them. And this card has just become even more powerful. And I don't know how much longer American Express will continue to honor the MLA fee waiver that they have, since at least 2010. It's been going for over 15 years. So if you're interested, I think now is a great time to apply for the card, especially with the huge welcome bonus as well.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Military Money Manual podcast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. This helps others find the show, and we really appreciate it. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
The views and opinions presented here are those of the speakers and do not necessarily represent the views of the DoD or its components. Reference to any commercial products or services does not constitute DoD endorsement of those products or services.